A very warm good morning, dear students. Students, we are just dealing with a chapter. I think the chapter Saving the Tiger. We have already seen very systematic man. We have studied about these answers of the Saving the Tiger answer. Understanding the text, we had seen no answer these questions. Appreciating the text I had given to you. That is a homework for you. I think okay. So and we were already started with the grammar and usage part. I think we have already started, right? See, grammar and subordinating conjunctions and so on. No? See, we had started, and so once again we can just begin with the grammar and usage. All of you just take page number 81 there. Okay, grammar and usage part is there. You can just take that. So subordinating. So here we are just dealing with the subordinating conjunction and okay, complex sentences. Now, notice the highlighted words. So there are two words, two sentences are given here. No, tigers can survive in forests where they are well protected. Tigers can survive in forests where they are well protected. Some guards stay and look after the camp while others patrol the forest on foot. See, there are mainly two. See there, no? You can see where and while. See, so in the first one, they connect the highlighted words. You see that where two words are given. The highlighted words, which are they? While and the first one where, and the second in the second sentence it is the where while. So that they connect two or more ideas in sentence. In sentence 1, where makes it clear that tigers can survive in those forests that receive good protection. Where makes it clear that tigers can survive in those forests that receive good protection. In sentence 2, why tell us some guards look after the camp whereas others keep watch over the forest. They add extra information. Actually, they are giving extra information both where and why. They are giving an extra information about a person or a thing. The time, the place, the place, or a cause and effect. They are called subordinating conjunctions. See, they are just giving extra information. Okay, they are giving extra information about that, maybe about the time, place, or cause and effect, all these things, no? Okay, now let's move to the subordinating conjunction, meaning, example, all these things we can just see. Subordinating conjunction, who, which, whom, that helps to add, helps to add qualified information about a person or thing. The teacher who advised me was very kind. So it is giving an extra information about the teacher. The teacher who advised me. So that means an extra information about the teacher who advised me. It's giving an extra information about the teacher. So the village that I belong to has a new library. The village that I belong to has a new library. The village that I belong to has a new library. That I belong. See, the village that I belong to. That is a special. That is a giving extra information about the village. That is, I belong to that particular village. Okay, that I belong to has a new library. Where, next one, subordinating conjunction is where, whosoever. See, helps to add or qualify information about the place. So actually where and wheresoever. So that is actually mentioning about the place. Okay, so helps to helps to add or qualify information. So that is giving information about the place, the qualifying about a place. Okay, so that is extra information about a place. Is there a place where we can park our car? Is there a place where we can park our car? So, is there any place where we can park our car? So, now when, until, while subordinating conjunctions are when, until, and while. So what it does? It is a function meaning helps to add or qualify information about the time. So it is actually speaking about the time only. Okay, when, until, and while. See, this is actually giving the time. When, until, and while. This is speaking about the time. We cannot have until. We cannot leave until the bus gets here. Please wait in this room while I check your application form. Please wait in this, what is given? Please wait in this room while I check your application form. So the next one, because, since, as though, although, if, whether, so that, in order to. So actually this is speaking about the cause and effect. So you know that, no? Cause and effect is speaking about the relation, no? Cause and effect. You know that. He felt nervous, though he had prepared well for the event. I will eat early, since I may not find the time to eat later. He felt nervous, though he had prepared well for the event. So it is though that is also cause and effect, no? You see that. He felt nervous, though he had prepared well for the event. So he is feeling nervous since though he had prepared well for the exam also he is feeling nervous. I will eat early, since I may not find the time to eat later. I will eat early, since I may not find the time to eat later. So I am not getting the time to eat later. So I am just going to have the food little late. No? See, I am going to eat early, since I am not going find the time to eat later. So now let us see something about this. All the example sentences above have two clauses. You see, there is a main clause with a subject and a main verb, and a subordinate clause or a dependent clause. So main clause is there always. You need to understand that is a main clause. Main clause is always there. Main clause is with the subject and main verb. And a subordinate clause or a dependent clause. Subordinate clause, the other name for subordinate clause is a dependent clause. And the main clause can stand alone. The main clause can stand alone by itself. It is fully meaningful in itself. The main clause can stand alone, but the subordinate clause cannot do so and depends on the main clause to complete its meaning. So the subordinate clause or a dependent clause has to fully depend upon the main clause or independent clause in order to complete its meaning. So that is what very important here you need to understand. In order to complete its meaning, the subordinate or dependent clause has to rely on the independent clause or the main clause. Okay, you can see subordinate clause. The village that I belong to has a new library. Main clause, what is the village? You see, has a new library. The village has a new library. That I belong to is a subordinate clause. That I belong to. We cannot leave. That is the main clause. Until the bus gets here. That is a subordinate clause. Until the bus gets here is a subordinate clause. It is fully depending upon. We cannot leave. It can't stand by itself until the bus gets here. If you say, it doesn't make any sense. So we can say that it can't stand by itself. If you say that until the bus gets here, it doesn't make any sense. So we cannot leave. Okay, that is understood. We cannot leave even if We don't use until the bus gets here also, it is meaningful in itself. But until the bus gets here doesn't make any sense. Okay, so let's move to the other answers also. Okay. Complete these sentences with the correct words from the box and then underline the subordinate clauses in them. Although we set out well in time, there was heavy traffic all along the route. Okay, already the answer is there. Although it is given. He needs to be clear. Dash he wants to do his course or not. He needs to be clear whether he wants to do his course or not. Whether, so it will be he needs to be clear whether will be okay. Where should be whether he wants to do his course or not. Third one, please leave your seats clean so that the next show can start on time. Please leave your seats clean. Please leave your seats clean so that the next show can start on time. So that, okay, can use so that. This is the neighborhood where. So neighborhood, the place, it is speaking about the neighborhood. After that there will be where, no? Where is we can use as a place, no? Where. So there is this is the neighborhood where we lived until last year. Fifth one, the rules dash must be followed or put up on this chart. The rules that must be, no? The rules that must be followed are put up on this chart. The rules that must be followed are put up on this chart. I will talk to someone whom I know and get this problem solved. I will talk to someone. I will talk to someone whom, so it will be whom, no? I will talk to someone whom I know and get this problem solved. Okay, and get this problem solved. Seventh one, the paintings which were made by Amrita were appreciated by everyone. The paintings which were, no? You can write which. The paintings which, you will write which. The paintings which were made by Amrita were appreciated by everyone. Then eighth one, you need to bring a letter of permission in order to apply for a membership at the sports complex. You need to bring a letter of permission in order to, no? It is a reason, in order to apply for membership at the sports complex. So the next one, words in use. Words in use, these are expressions from the text. Use them to complete the sentences. The new committee has, what you will write? The new committee has put in place. The new committee has put in place a set of measures to reduce air pollution. Okay, put in place, you will be writing first one, the first place you will be writing put in place. The second one, soldiers have to guard the border. Soldiers have to guard the border round the clock, every time. Round the clock in the sense of every time. Soldiers have to guard the border round the clock. You can write round the clock. Okay. Then third one, the aircraft shook violently and for a moment and for a dash moment. The aircraft shook violently and for a dash moment. So what will be heart stopping for a moment and for a heart stopping moment. See, the aircraft shook violently and for a heart stopping moment. Passengers thought it was going to crash. Okay, heart stopping. Third one will be heart stopping. And the fourth one, some people have a dash faith in astrology. Some people have a deep-rooted faith in astrology. Deep-rooted. Fourth one will be deep-rooted. Some people have a deep-rooted faith in astrology. And then fifth one, I had tash of snow-capped mountain when we visited Nepal. I had my dash. So what we will be writing? First glimpse. I had my first glimpse of a snow-capped mountain when we visited Nepal. Then sixth one, a city can be kept clean only if the authorities and the residents join hands. Okay, join hands. A city can be kept clean only if the authorities and the residents join hands. So I think this part is more clear for you. Any doubt? So you can just see also. There is no problem. Okay. So some more we need to see about this. Let us see that too. Okay. Now what is left is find out. So now what is that? Set up. Read the sentence. It all comes down to good systems being set up for protection. So now we are just learning about the phrasal verbs. You know something about the phrasal verbs. Okay, let us see. Set up. Here meaning plan and put together. Set up means not to. Now we say that plan or put together something. That is a phrasal verb. No, put together. Plan and put together is a phrasal verb, and that is to say a verb and a preposition or a particle which form a fixed phrase, and phrasal verbs often have meanings that cannot be guessed from the verbs alone. So we can't just guess the meaning from the very verb alone. So we can't just conclude the meaning like that. You see, now we are just going to see about that. Find out from the dictionary what the phrasal verbs in the box mean. Use this to complete these sentences. I think for that you need to first of all go through these words very clearly. You need to find out what does the meaning of all these words. Set aside, set off, set on, set in, set out. All these words you need to just first of all know the meaning. I wanted to tell you, all of you dear students, just go through these words, meaning and make sentence. Okay, you need to know about how to make the sentences with the words for the exam and so on. Please do see that those things. Okay. So now onwards you just study all these things, the name of the authors, poet and the central idea of the poem, all these things you just go through this. Now let us see some of the answers. Find out from the dictionary what the phrasal verb. So you need to first of all need to understand the meaning of this verse. Okay, I hope that you can do it. Having decided to find the source of the river, the explorers on their journey last Sunday, having decided to find the source of the river, the explorers thus set off. So what do you mean? Set off on their journey. So they just started. No, you say that began. Having decided to find the source of the river, the explorers set off from their journey last Sunday. So they started already, began their journey. Second one, so it will be set off. First one will be set off on their journey last Sunday. And we are just moving to the second one. My brother is practicing hard these days. My brother is practicing these days, practicing hard these days, because his heart is dash winning the event. Set on, fully focused. He is fully focused on winning the event. My brother is practicing hard these days because his heart is set off winning the event. So fully focused on that. His heart is fully focused on that only. Set of winning the event. So third one, you really need to buy a new bicycle. Try to dash as much money as possible each month. You really need to buy a new bicycle. Try to set aside as much money as possible each month. So that means you need to collect. No, they are just saving the money. Okay, as much as so you will write here. Try to set aside. Try to set aside as much money as possible each month. So it will be set aside. We were late because we did not set out in time. We not started. No, we were late because we did not set out. So we did not start in time. So that is the reason. You are late because we did not set out. We did not start in time. Clean the wound carefully. Make sure the infection does not, what will you write, set in. Clean the wound carefully. Make sure the infection does not set aside. So should not go, no? Infection should not go inside, so aside. So it should not affect him. Okay, so that means we need to clean the wound very carefully. So there should not be any infection, so that.